Travis Wayne Goodsell. Obviously, Mormons prefer to listen to one of their own when they're not, of course, listening to the church and prophets. And the prophets have come out and warned Mormons to not listen to other sources than the official sources of the prophets and apostles. Anything approved by the church. And yet that hasn't stopped apologists from leading Mormons astray from the prophets. Because I've gone over with you how apologists bring things up that exposes the church further. And so what Mormon apologists do in their lying and deceiving is also exposing the church's faults. So Mormon apologists are technically the best critics against the church. Nonetheless, let's dare to find out how much damage Book of Mormon Central is doing, for example. They've got, my goodness, Strive to Be has 246,000 subscribers, but only 550 videos. It seems to be a music channel. Whereas Book of Mormon Central, with the Old Farms logo, is 169K subscribers with almost 1,500 videos. They say on their description, Book of Mormon Central is designed and built by people who love the Book of Mormon. I love the Book of Mormon. Why don't Mormons love me? Pause for effect. Our mission is to build enduring faith. Eternal faith? Wow. Oops. You're not supposed to have eternal faith. You're supposed to develop the faith into knowledge so that you have faith no more. And if they truly love the Book of Mormon, they'd actually study it to find that precept out. Because it's in the Book of Mormon. See how apologists keep getting the church in trouble? See, this is indoctrinating Mormons with falsehood. Book of Mormon Central. The secret combination within the secret combination of the Mormon Church. And so, we have the most recent one from 7 hours ago. Seriously? You were doing this at midnight, huh? We have some guy doing Satan in the Book of Isaiah. Come follow me, Isaiah 13 through 15. You know, yeah, they're doing the come follow me lessons for Old Testament. And so, oops, I bet you he didn't correctly discuss it. I bet you in his 6-minute, 3-second video, he glossed over how the church is connected to this passage that's also in the Book of Mormon. Talking about the great and abominable church. That's why Isaiah's passage about Lucifer from the Latin Vulgate text, that's where Lucifer first appears, because it's not in the Hebrew, is carried over into the Book of Mormon because of its connection to the great and abominable church, with the great and abominable Christ and Lucifer being the founder of it. So thus, you know, you who love the Book of Mormon, did you not make that connection to the church? The inverted pentagram on the keystone of the Salt Lake Temple? Ye who claim you love the Book of Mormon. And so, here we have Isaiah's prophecy, fulfilled prophecy about Babylon's destruction. And so, yeah, Isaiah 13, which the other guy is branching off on, is also in the Book of Mormon. Why? Because that's part of the code in the Book of Mormon. Ye who love the Book of Mormon and therefore knows about the coding from Isaiah, or not Isaiah, well, Isaiah and John's Revelation, and that it's not actually Babylon. It's the Great and Abominable Church, right? You love the Book of Mormon. And we're just on the first two videos. Isaiah 9, in its ancient Israelite context. Really, you know all about the ancient Israelites, do you? I'm willing to bet no. So, Isaiah 1 through 12. Oh, God. My hell. All of this is about Isaiah here, because that's where I guess where we're at. And so the historical times of Isaiah. See, the problem that they are not willing to share with you, that I already know and that I'm not telling you and I'm telling you here, is that they're going into Isaiah with a preconceived bias put upon them by the LDS Church through the church's interpretation of the Book of Mormon, rather than what my education was in Bible studies, as the guidance counselor named it. Not accurate of a degree, but nonetheless, you have to use science first. Let the science tell you the answers. Because when you go in with your religious bias, you've screwed up your whole claim. Your conclusions are automatically faulty, and not a single person in the universe should ever accept what you say. Because you're being biased. You're not using the science to identify what's going on. And yes, that is a threat to those who have enduring faith. Because the whole process of turning faith into knowledge is a scientific process. Scriptures often use the agronomy science example, the vegetation theories. And so none of these guys know anything about Isaiah from the Bible, from the Hebrew text. And none of them are even going to talk about the Hebrew text and any of the Hebrew words and connections unless the manuals have it in there. And so for example, Lucifer, not a single one of them will bring up the Latin Vulgate text. Why? Because that puts in doubt, not enduring faith, in the Book of Mormon. Because what's it doing? Plagiarizing the Latin Vulgate text portion. When it was 400 CE rather than pre-600 BCE. And, these guys will have to create a scenario saying, well, prophecy, or we have a missing text pre-600 BCE that would eventually confirm the Latin Vulgate is correct. No! See, you can't speculate. That's another fallacy argument that ruins your theory test. You have to have the tangible method of testing. You can't do speculative testing. Well, if it was available, it would prove it. And the apologists love this, especially for geography. Isaiah's geography. But, Isaiah's vision of the throne of God. The star date, dear. Star date. Simple trick to understanding Isaiah. Yeah, I bet you have a trick. Pulling tricks on Mormons. What does it mean to apply your heart to understanding? And I'm willing to bet they never bring up Jewish mysticism with the Tree of Life. Alright, and then we've got a big old thing. It looks like it's a combo. Isaiah 1 to 12, September 5 through 11. You can't trust these guys. These are not authorities in Scripture. They're just Mormons like you and me. But not like me, because I'm actually one who has authority, who has the education, who has the degrees, who has the experience, who has demonstrated the knowledge with my decipherments and my discoveries based on the theory tests that I've performed. And Mormons don't care. They're anti-science. They have to be, in order to have enduring faith and never reaching a knowledge of the truth. Oh wait, isn't that from Isaiah? See how good I am? That's awesome. Well, let's find the passage. Ever learning. Oh, 2 Timothy. Sorry. Oops, my bad. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. 2 Timothy 3:7. It does refer us to Romans 1:26. What the hell? No, this is sexual stuff. Who put this in here? Was it you, Bruce? Did Bruce do this? I doubt it, but dear God. Yeah. Homosexuality. They love to do that one. My hell. Let's... with learn and know. Isaiah 50. Lord God hath given me a tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary. And it's repeated in the same passage. And then the fig tree from Matthew and Mark. Here we have John 7:15, talking about Jesus in the temple. And the Jews marveled, saying, How knoweth this man letters, having never learned? It's because it's his spiritual witness, enduring faith. Oh, hilarious. And so he's saying he has learned. He says, it's not my doctrine, but he that sent me. In other words, he's been taught. So, don't go off on the tangent. So anyway, hilarious. Alright. Understanding Isaiah, crucifixion. Is it okay to use Bibles besides the King James? No, they're evil. Wrong. I hope you refer to Benson's First Presidency message on the use of the King James Version of the Bible. Since you're a Mormon, you would never go against the prophets. Right? So who's Melchizedek? He was the Pharaoh. Done that video for you way back when I was doing the Sunday school lessons earlier this year. Because Melech, king, Zadok, high priest, Israel was tributary to Egypt in this story about Abraham. And so, therefore, Pharaoh is Melchizedek. And so Abraham, paying tribute of the conquered king after rescuing Lot, would have gone to Pharaoh. That's the way it would have been. Just like Babylon. When they came in and conquered Jerusalem that first year of the reign of King Zedekiah, he was expecting tribute for Babylon, because Babylon now took over. And so Nebuchadnezzar was now the King of Kings, Lord of Lords for the Jews. That's how it works. Conquering kingdom is the rulers. Are the rulers. Is the rulers. That's a tricky one because it's sort of a collective plural. In the singular. Man. Have I told you how much this sucks? So let's get down to... Yeah, they're doing all come follow me stuff. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oops. Oops. Joseph Smith, visit from Moroni 3 weeks ago. It's only 52 seconds. And I bet you it's a response to my video that I did. Let's check it out. So it's 3 weeks ago. Because I do have stalkers who report back, who return and report. Travis said, I hope the Mormons are using the Joseph Smith papers. If you love the church and the Book of Mormon, you're using the Joseph Smith papers, right? Especially for the Joseph Smith history. And we have to go way back. They don't do nearly as many videos as I do. Who's holding down the now? Okay. It does appear that that is the case. I'm only back as far as 2 weeks. There we go, 3 weeks. Okay. Connection to Jupiter. Summary review of real LDS church history. Yep. There we go. 3 weeks ago. And then the dual Latter-day Mormon prophecy of Ezekiel 17. That was also 3 weeks ago. That refers to the first vision, not Nephi visiting. But I was doing Mormon scripture written and learning of the Jews back then. There it is. I knew it. It was 1 month ago, 4 weeks. LDS Church restores Nephi visiting Joseph Smith in history. There it is. 328 views in 1 month. And that's what caused it. They are stalking me. And so they did their response video. Joseph Smith, visit from Moroni. Say they're in complete and utter denial of the Joseph Smith papers. They refuse to accept the Joseph Smith papers as true. To keep the enduring faith. Rather than trusting in the actual evidence from Joseph Smith directly. I mean, dear God. This is where I wonder if Mormons are actually knowledgeable in the fact that they are Danites seeking to overthrow America and the world and lying to you about the church for that sole purpose, because they're white supremacists who, as white supremacists, have to hate the Jews. And so Joseph Smith, being Jewish, the church has to hate Joseph Smith as a Jew. And so they've turned him into a Jesus Christian. Just like they did with the Jewish Holocaust victims. They keep baptizing them for the dead to turn them Christian Jesus followers. And the Jews get upset with the church. The church has to then put in controls to keep Mormons from rebaptizing them over and over again. It's just sick and disgusting that Mormons are so hate-filled, so violent and vile in their belief systems of worthless knowledge, that they would dare to alter Joseph's church. But that's the Danites that I've been warning about.